Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch Movie. I am Mike. Thanks for taking a moment of your day to spend it with me today. We are reviewing spoiler-free RENFIELD, starring Nicolas Cage and Nicholas Hoult, who, by the way, not many people know this, in an awesome, underrated weirdo movie, The Weatherman. Nicholas Hoult played Nicolas Cage's son in that movie, which is just blew my mind. I used to watch that all the time, and there's something about when Nick Cage takes off the glove and just smacks that dude in the face. I pissed myself laughing. I was going to say cry laughing. Peeing yourself seemed like a better option for some reason. If peeing your pants is cool, consider me Miles Davis. What movie is that from? Comment down below. So RENFIELD is a movie that there's going to be two camps for this movie. There's going to be, I feel like, people that when they heard about it and they saw that still, that behind the scenes still of Nicolas Cage as Dracula, just, you know, looking like your emo as fuck granddad being forced to go to Walmart on a Sunday, and was super pumped about this movie, and then saw the trailer and then went, oh, what the fuck is this youth young adult adaptation John Wick shit? This is not what I had in my head when they said Nicolas Cage is Dracula. Not to his faults at all. And then there's the other group of people who saw that like super ADD kind of polished young adult novel tone and were like, I am in, Joe. I am in the former, Joe. I've one that saw the trailer and went, oh, darn it. First and foremost, Nick Cage is amazing in this film, and he's amazing as Dracula, and it's everything you hoped it would be. And he actually is in the film a little bit more than I thought he was going to be. When they kept saying, hey, this movie is not about him, and so on and so forth, I thought he was actually going to have a little bit less screen time, but he was in there a decent amount. Would I put him in there 110% more and made the whole thing about him? Bet your tits. And the makeup on him through the various stages of his decomposition and the things that are going on with him is done really well. And the best part about it is we get some crazy Cage as Dracula. He's over the top. He's nuts. There's this one little moment where he throws in this little woo when he's talking. He's like, I am the Dark Lord. I'm woo, Dracula. Like, it's really, that's not exactly what he said, but it is pure, unadulterated, crazy Cage, and I'm fucking in love with it. When I go back and watch this movie again, I won't. I will just watch the YouTube clips or whatever of Nick Cage's performance, because the rest of it, just for me personally, I just, there's nothing there for me, and we'll get into why and all that stuff, but I will go back just to see him do this, because he's worth the price of admission alone, just in my opinion. He's so good as Dracula. I want that fucking movie. But I feel bad for him. This is one of the 3 roles he's always wanted to do, and he gets to do it, and he's not even the main star of the film. Nicholas Hoult is. I mean, it literally feels like they plucked him out of a way better movie about an uproarious, coked out Dracula and put him on the set of some Batman Forever young adult novel, but it's the unrated DVD cut from 15 years ago where they have cartoon blood and say some F-bombs. The parts I hated the worst in the trailer ended up being the parts I hated the worst in the movie. These weird over-the-top superhero landing-ish action scenes where Nicholas Hoult looks like he's doing a dance number from The Descendants or something. And I only know that because I have a 7-year-old. Though he's ripping people apart, knocking off heads, and squishing people's insides to death, it all feels so Disney-fied somehow. The blood is not even CGI blood. You don't even get that. It's cartoon blood. I mean, it looks like this. Just mounds of it splattering out of everybody, but yet gets on no one somehow because it's just so fake. It just kind of feels like Marvel made a vampire movie for kids who are allowed to say fuck every once in a while and see some gore. And everything I just said negatively about it, it's gonna be some people's shit. There's gonna be people in the comments below that just adore this kind of thing, and they're gonna shit all over me, and I totally understand that. It's just not for me. The substance of the whole movie, other than just to have a good fucking time, which, hey, I respect that. There's nothing in the world wrong with that, but the kind of the loose substance they put in the movie is the whole narcissistic and codependent thing, and they really drill that point home. The same idea that was in the trailer, just copy and repeat over and over again throughout the movie, pretty much. Nicholas Hoult goes to a couple classes, then he gets a place on his own. He starts coding the apartment like self-help posters, like, you know, the kitty cat that's like hanging in there, or your principal when you're sitting there getting your Saturday schools and you're looking at the wall and it's like determination. Like, he cakes his house and all this. It all feels very surface level. It just feels like it's trying so hard to be all whimsical and like dashing. It's you know what, it's Nicholas Hoult. It's just, if like Nicholas Hoult is like your thing, that whole like British charming, non-threatening, romantic, boyish thing is your thing, then you'll absolutely love it. Maybe I'm just, nothing against Nicholas Hoult at all. I hope he does great, but maybe I'm just too old and jaded to find all this cute, you know? Oh, and there's this whole other subplot too with Awkwafina's character, who's a cop on the mean streets of Batman Forever's Gotham City, whose dad was killed by a mafia syndicate that runs the city, and she's the only non-crooked cop on a police force that is so half put together. It kind of just feels like somewhere between the cop story in Zootopia and the cops from Last Action Hero, back to the cartoon and loosey-goosey cutesy feeling of it all. They spend so much time on this subplot. And honestly, I think it's going to come up as a who gives a fucker for even the biggest lovers of this movie. I feel like people who love the vibe of this whole movie, unlike me, are even going to be annoyed by that, by how much time they spend on it. They do this, it feels kind of like the Punisher storyline, like the John Travolta one. You've got this Sally Fields, if she smoked a lot of cigarettes as a youth, mom who's leading the whole thing with her pantsuits, and her son who's basically Joel Madden from Good Charlotte if he was on meth. And they just do such weird childish shit with certain moments, like the little spiders he eats. They're these bright yellow super CGI'd like things, and the eyes turn yellow, and again the superhero landings and all this stuff. It just all felt so cheesy and corny when Nick Cage wasn't on screen. All that being said, it actually was still somewhat entertaining, and I could sit through it easily, and I don't have any hate in my heart for it. It's just not my cup of tea, which is really weird when you consider we're talking about an ultra gory Dracula movie starring Nick fucking Cage. That seems so much up my alley. I can't believe this wasn't for me. I'm going to give Renfield a 6 out of 10 because of its brisk pace, thank Christ, and ultimately awesome fucking performance from Nicolas Cage. It's literally the only thing about the movie I wouldn't change at all. I mean, you gave me the keys to this movie, I would have walked in there like fucking Franck from Father of the Bride. I'm like, this has to go. This has to go. I do this for a living. Trust me. And I would have just wrecked the entire thing and changed everything except for Nick Cage. Such a great job by him. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it so much more than I did. There will be people who did, who just, this is right up their alley, and I'm happy for you. I'm not trying to poo-poo you. I'm just trying to give you how I feel about it. But thank you guys so much for watching this. I love your fucking faces. We'll see you guys Friday night for a live stream party starting at 8 p.m. Eastern. And I don't know what we're going to do yet, but it's going to involve movies and some crotches. Halloween never ends. Suck my fucking dick. And I don't really care what Blumhouse fucking says. Put him in a box or suck a fucking cock. You can say he's dead, but we all know he's not. Yeah. So let's go trick-or-treating, let's go fucking drinking, let's all go rent Pumpkinhead on VHS, cause Halloween never ends.